Shalom, shalom. All praises, honor, and glory due unto Yahweh. By Hashem, Yahweh Shai. By Hashem, Rakah, Gadash. Double honors unto the elders, apostles, and bishops at the great millstone who do rule and teach well. Salutations, peace, and blessings. Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatham. To the brothers pushing this truth to the four corners of the earth, laboring in all diligence, righteousness, and sincerity, putting your life on the line to proclaim this gospel. So as you can see this Washington Post article here, Trump's NATO bashing comments rile allies and rekindle European fears. So the men of the Lord, we not looking so crazy now, huh? We not looking so bugged out now. Because the things that we've been speaking through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, as it is written in Habakkuk 2 and 3, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, and at the end it shall speak. So this prophecy of the beast hating the whore, which goes back to Revelation 17 and 16, speaks about that, and we'll get it. But what you're seeing now is these European nations, they're having a very dark eye towards America, which is known as the whore, Babylon the Great, in the Bible. And Trump recently made some comments that were inflammatory towards their own allies. And real quick, Tucker Carlson, he just did an interview with Putin, and a question that Tucker Carlson asked Putin was, why doesn't NATO go against America? Because he pretty much said it's common knowledge that all NATO members know that America destroyed that Nord Stream pipeline, which is a very vital resource to the European nations. And, there were accusations made that the CIA did it. Putin didn't really speak on it like that because, I guess he doesn't want to get in between that. But bottom line is he knows. And if he knows, best believe that NATO knows. Best believe that the European Union knows. And this is significant because Russia and Europe, they have a common interest. You see, they share resources back and forth. You see, that they still have a Nord Stream pipeline. That's the Nord Stream 2. So they receive oil and natural gas from Russia directly through that pipeline. So Russia, they pretty much playing the long game. Russia is waiting until the European nations have had enough of America and they turn and they actually join Russia and China and North Korea, the kings of the East, against America, the whore. Because, what's going to happen is they're going to be in the mindset, well, if you can't beat them, join them, and they don't really want that smoke with Russia because the European nations, they're right there in the line of fire. If Russia was to fire off a nuke into any European nation, all of NATO was done. You see, and then NATO doesn't have the manpower to fight Russia and China. So it's going to come to a point where they're going to be like, hey, you know what? Let's back away from America. Let's back away from the whore. And we're going to side with who's been taking care of us, which is Russia and China. You see, that's going to be the mindset. So reading this article, Trump's NATO bashing comments rile allies and rekindle European fears. But some officials question the veracity of Trump's claim that he threatened to encourage Russian attacks on allies who failed to pay bills. Former President Donald Trump claimed that he would encourage Russia. Pay attention. He claimed that he would encourage Russia to attack U.S. allies if they failed to spend enough on their defensive pact set off fresh tremors Sunday across Washington and in European countries already worried about America's reliability as an ally in a potential second Trump administration. Look, you can't make this up. You cannot make this up, man. This is Revelation 17 and 16, loud and clear. You see? So look, man, at the end of the day, it don't matter who want to scoff and who want to spew BS out their mouth. The men of the Lord are going to be justified at the end of the day that we had the truth, okay? Go and ask your Christian pastor, or your rabbi. Go and ask them the breakdown of Revelation 17 to 16 and see if they can tell you. It doesn't make sense to them, but it makes sense to us because the Lord has put a spirit on his men to be reveal these deep mysteries in these last days. Okay? So let me drink some juice real quick. Yeah, sipping on some cold pressed apple juice. Very good. Continuing on, one of the presidents of a big country stood up and said, "Well, sir, if we don't pay and we're attacked by Russia, will you protect us?" Trump told an audience at a campaign rally in South Carolina. "I said you didn't pay, you're delinquent." He said, "Yes, let's say that happened. No, I would not protect you." So, hey, look, America is pretty much telling their own allies flat out, like, look, if Russia invades Europe, we not going to be there. And I actually said this on a lesson not too long ago, and that's the spirit, man, okay? The Lord got us speaking according to the spirit. But, I brought this out in a lesson, not too long ago that, hey, look, the way that it's looking right now, if Russia was to launch an attack into NATO, America's not going to be there. America doesn't have the means to protect Europe. They're short every branch in the military, so America's clearly not going to be there, and vice versa. If America was to get attacked, Europe wouldn't be there neither. But the point is, the beast is hating the whore, okay? America is doing a lot of egregious acts right now that even their own allies do not agree with. America is world police. They jumping off wars all over the place. Taiwan, Ukraine, Israel, Gaza. They looking to go up into Lebanon. They about to jump off a war with Iran. So, and then they dealing with the Red Sea right now with the Houthis. So America got a lot going on, and their allies, they're pretty much like, look, we're supposed to be worried about the North Atlantic. You trying to take us all over the world. We not with none of that. So again, it's going to come to a point where they're going to say, you know what, being aligned and joined to America is only going to get us destroyed. We're going to go with Putin because he's more level-headed. You see, he's more rational of a leader, Joe Biden or Trump, whoever gets back in there, they're not competent. They're not rational. See, they're leading their own allies to destruction. Pretty much, they're setting up their own allies as crash dummies, man. That's pretty much what they're doing, Because let's just say that Russia was to invade NATO. Well, guess what? All of NATO is going to be taken out, and then it's only going to be America left. But NATO is the buffer to stop Russia from getting up into Europe and then launching a direct attack against America. But you already have Russian troops in America. So it's all about to go down, man. All hell is about to break loose. The Biden administration immediately blasted the remarks as appalling and unhinged. Trump has long railed against what he sees as European countries freeloading on U.S. military largesse. But his claim over the weekend was proactive, even by Trump standards. It also evoked puzzlement in some quarters. No one, including former senior presidential advisors, could recall him ever saying such a thing to a fellow head of state, as he claimed. It says the 25-second snippet from Trump's Saturday night speech reverberated around the planet on Sunday as diplomats parsed the meaning of what many regarded as the most incendiary statement about NATO to date by a former president who repeatedly bashed the alliance during his tenure, while often speaking with admiration about Russian President Vladimir Putin. All right, so I don't really got to read no more. I mean, you can check the article out if you want, but the point has been made, okay? Europe is not happy with America. Everybody hates America, even their own allies. So now we can go to Revelation chapter 17, and let's jump down to Yeah, let's start at 15. It says, "And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues." So the whore, once again, is America. All right. And of course, the whore sits upon many waters, which is representative of all the different nations. And what is another name for America? The great melting pot. Okay, you can find any nationality of people in this land. Okay, because people come from all over the earth to get that what? American dream. So America has gathered unto itself all nations. All right, that's what verse 15 is talking about. Verse 16, and the 10 horns. Now the 10 horns, that goes into what were during the Roman Empire provinces of Rome. All right. Now after the Roman Empire, because what you have today that makes up the NATO and the EU, those were original territories of the Roman Empire. But after Rome fell, they were divided up by barbarian tribes, and out of those nations came what we know as the EU and NATO today. All right, so those 10 horns, that's the original beast system, okay, which we know according to Daniel, Rome would be the last beast to rule on the earth before Yahweh Shai would come back. Okay, but we're in the second leg of the Roman Empire right now. All right, so you had Rome back in the ancient world, and then after the Renaissance, you had Rome revived. Okay, this is what we're living in now. The 10 horns, which make up the original beast system. All right, and of course, America is an extension of that beast because America came out of what? Britain. Okay, Britain was also a province of ancient Rome. It says, the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, which we just read the article. This is exactly what you're seeing. They're starting to hate America, okay, which NATO is subservient unto the whore. Okay, America rides the beast. Okay, so America is the head of the beast system. This is why when this whole Russia-Ukraine war jumped off, America imposed sanctions upon Russia that the European nations had to abide by, even though they didn't want to. You see, that's why America destroyed that Nord Stream pipeline to mitigate any common interest that the European nations could have had with Russia. But it backfired now because now Europe hates Russia. Slovakia hates America even more. All right, these shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate and naked and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Now, how is this going to be done? This is going to be done by the way of NATO firing over ICBM nuclear missiles over to America. This is how this place is going to be destroyed. All right? You're going to have Egyptian against Egyptian. These Edomite nations, they're going to turn on each other, man. This is what the scriptures is telling you. Okay, the beast shall hate the whore. Why is this going to happen? For Yahweh hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. All right. So this is all the will of Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. You can't stop it. And prophecy is going down just as the Lord said it would. Okay. Trump making those statements, it's not a coincidence. It's not just some happenstance thing that don't mean nothing. No, this is a very heavy time that we're in. Okay. And the Most High is putting his spirit on certain particular men to bring forth prophecy, to bring forth his will. All right. So that's what you're seeing right now. We can close out on this article here. This is from peoplesvoice.tv. Salaki. Yeah, this is from peoplesvoice.tv. And the title says, millions of Americans preparing for apocalypse as mass food shortages reach unprecedented levels. So we know the scriptures also speak about famine. Okay, Yahweh Shai spoke about that in the book of Mark. Matthew, the 24th chapter, speaks about it in the book of Luke, the 21st chapter, 2nd Ezra 15 and 16. Okay, so famine features prominently within the last days prophecy. Okay, so the fact that you're seeing these things, once again, it's not a coincidence. Okay, these are the words of the Lord coming to fulfillment. Reading on, hundreds of millions of people around the world are facing chronic starvation and that number is set to become billions in the next few years. According to the UN's World Food Program, a food shortage of unprecedented proportions is unfolding right before our eyes right now. It says conflict, economic shocks, climate extremes, and soaring fertilizer prices are combining to create a food crisis of unprecedented proportions. As many as 783 million people are facing chronic hunger. And this you're seeing this famine take place all around the earth. Why? Because this is the time of judgment. This is the time of Jacob's trouble for many people to be deleted and sent back to the spirit world as part of their judgment, man. Okay, because the earth is engulfed in gross darkness. The people are behaving in pre-flood like behavior. All right, they're eating, drinking, being merry. They become proud against the Lord. They scoff at the word, and they're not watching. They don't have a care in the world towards anything that has to do with Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and that's because this world gives them all of their heart's desire. But see, the Lord is going to take this world away, and a big part of people's happiness in this world is tied to their ability to eat. It's tied to their ability to make money, and ultimately to because when people are upset, what do? Usually they go eat something. It's called comfort food, right? Well, guess what? We're coming into a time where food is not going to give you comfort because it ain't going to be no food. All right, the only comfort that you're going to have is through the Rakah Kadash, through Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And if you ain't got that, well, you're going to be in a sad case. 783 million people are suffering from chronic hunger. These people are not just missing a meal or two. Those that are considered to be dealing with chronic hunger are hungry all the time. So, damn. It ain't like, you might fast for, 24 hours or 18 hours. No. These people go days on end without eating, man. And do you think these Americans can handle that? People that are used to stuffing their face every 15 minutes. The majority of the American population are obese. So that tells you all that you need to know. These people can't go 24 hours without no food, man. They're going to lose their mind. And it tells you what's going to happen in 2nd Ezra 15. It says that they're going to go house to house with a sword, looking for people's goods that they can spoil. And a lot of people are going to be put to death, man. Okay, this all entails Jacob's trouble. Okay, this all entails the hour of temptation, where mass death is going to come upon the earth, mass confusion, mass hunger. People's jobs are going to stop. You know what I'm saying? Because, look, the farmers are under attack right now. So the farmers aren't even allowed to take their crops to market. They're being told to kill off their livestock. So what does that mean? It's going to be a domino effect. If the farmers go out of work, the truckers go out of work. And if the truckers go out of work, these stores are not going to receive, shipments. So then business is going to dry up. Okay, it's going to be a domino effect, man. Really, the prosperity of a nation is tied to its food. you see, if you don't have enough food to feed your population, number one, you're not going to have population growth. You're not going to have prosperity. A lot of opportunities are going to stay stagnant because you're not producing nourishment for the people or the animals for that matter. So food is a very important part of a society. But if this food, when this food stops, Salakia, a lot of things are going to stop with it. Let me go to Isaiah chapter 9. And let me jump down. Isaiah 9 and 18, it says, "For wickedness burneth as the fire, it shall devour the briars and thorns, and shall kindle in the thickets of the forest, and they shall mount up like the lifting up of smoke. Through the wrath of the Lord of hosts is the land darkened, and the people shall be as the fuel of the fire. No man shall spare his brother, and he shall snatch on the right hand and be hungry, and he shall eat on the left hand, and they shall not be satisfied. They shall eat every man the flesh of his own arm." So the scriptures are saying that this famine is going to become so profound that cannibalism is going to come back. Cannibalism to where people are eating their own self. Okay, people are going to eat their own arm, man. Okay, it says every man shall eat the flesh. Every man. shall eat the flesh of his own arm. Okay, so what kind of spirit do you have to be in to cannibalize your own self? You would sooner go and put energy towards deleting somebody else and eating them. But it's gonna be so bad, you're not even gonna have the strength to do that. That's how hungry people gonna be, man. They just gonna be in a bugged out spirit to where they just gonna cannibalize themselves until they die. You see? So look, the Lord is terrible, man. You don't want to experience these things. You don't want to experience these things, man, because this is what the Lord can do to you. Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 3. It says, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low. And he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low." You see, so there's going to come a time where, like I said, business as usual is going to come to a halt in Babylon the Great because the food is going to be gone. UPS laying off 15,000 workers. Okay, all these food plants that are being destroyed and burned down. The farmers are being put out of business. You see, so it's going to be, once again, a domino effect. Okay. Verse 5, also, when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fears shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fail. Yeah, these people's desire is going to fail, man. Okay, that's when they're going to realize that all that this world told them they should strive for, that it was all in vain. Okay, because they're going to realize that, damn, this is really the end of the world, my 6-figure paying salary job, that's not going to save me. Okay, my money, because there's going to come a time where there's going to be a blackout, the banks are going to be closed, they're going to switch over to a digital system. The money you got now, that's not going to benefit you. The only way it is going to benefit you in a way is if you sell out. Okay, is if you take that MOTB, which is the RFID micro C hip. All right, when you put that in your forehead, which is the Neuralink that Elon Musk has out right now, that he's currently testing, and they have the wallet more chip that you can put in your right or your left hand. That's going to be the only way that you're going to be able to buy and sell anything in this new system. So a snare is being set up, man, because man goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets. And yeah, we're going to be in a time of great mourning. Well, you're already seeing a time of great mourning, but it's about to be even more profound. Okay, once this food really starts drying up, and this is also going to cause hyperinflation. Okay, where the prices of the food that is even in the stores now is going to rapidly increase. You see, you may go to the market one day and get some bread. It might be $1 or $2. Hey, you might go back a couple days later, and that same loaf of bread is $20. You know what I'm saying? These are the times that we're in, and when it gets to that point, best believe the violence is going to increase because the stock of food is going to be low, but the demand is going to be high. All right, people are going to turn violent, man, because when it gets to the point where a loaf of bread is $20, really no one's going to be able to afford that because people are not going to have jobs. They're not going to have a source of reliable income. So their only option is going to be to steal. And guess what? If they see that you got something they want, they will not hesitate to put you to death, man. Especially when right now the police are being defunded. Okay, a lot of government jobs, a lot of these SNAP benefits are about to be cut. Esau about to cut Social Security and all this different stuff, man. So look, people are already hurting, but they about to hurt even more. You see, great sorrows and great mournings. In some areas, widespread starvation is already happening. For example, just check out what is taking place in Sudan. It says here, global rice shortages are set to worsen. Slovakia, as India's exports of premium varieties encounter fresh hurdles due to a surge in freight costs amid the Israel-Gaza war. And domestic shortages hit shipments of other types of rice. Exports of premium Indian basmati rice last month were half of what they were a year ago, with traders blaming freight rates that have doubled following a series of attacks on commercial ships by Iran-backed Houthi militants. So yeah, that what's going on in that Red Sea region over there in Yemen and with the Houthis, that's affecting global trade. Okay, that's affecting the global market. Prices are going to go up in Europe and America. Pretty much the whole of the Western world is being affected by what's going on in that Red Sea. Global supplies of cocoa are getting very tight too. In fact, the price of cocoa recently hit the highest level in 46 years. If you like chocolate, you can still find it priced very low at many dollar stores. So if you plan to hoard your favorite chocolate bars, now is the time to do so. Meat is going to become even more expensive during the months ahead too. The bird flu is wiping out millions of chickens and turkeys, and the size of the U.S. cattle herd has fallen to the lowest level since 1951. So look, man, America is through, okay? And there is no coming back. This place cannot be healed. You see? There is no healing Babylon the Great. This is the time for this place to fall. And as the old saying goes, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. You know what I'm saying? So America is about to go through a very drastic and sudden change that a lot of people in this land are not ready for. You know, so this is a call for us to gird up in the spirit, stay focused on the pressing matters at hand, which is serving Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, being obedient, and rehearsing the righteous acts to the best of our ability, man. Passover is coming up, so this is going to be a very heavy Passover. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff is about to go down this year through the Spirit, so, we just got to keep striving and, keep our eyes on the prize, which is the kingdom of heaven, So with that, I'll go ahead and end this lesson here. Hopefully this was edifying through the Rakakadash, and until next time,